Hello friends, this is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. I welcome you all, hoping all you are enjoying your life and along with enjoyment you are also focusing on your study. Today our topic is utility approach that we are going to cover the theory of consumer behavior under cardinal utility analysis. Here we are going to learn what is the meaning of utility, what are the features, and what are the basic concepts of the utility, and what is the relation between the marginal utility and the total utility. Then we are going to do a very significant topic, that is the law of diminishing marginal utility. It's written out there, already uploaded at my blog. Even the link will also be shared in the link will also be shared in the description box. And this topic is relevant for the student of net commerce management, net economics, also relevant for the student of microeconomics, also relevant for the student of managerial economics, also relevant for the student of principle of economics. This topic is relevant for BBA, BCom, MCom, MBA, etc. First of all, we will understand theory of consumer behavior. What is the fundamental logic behind the consumption? Because a consumer is an individual or a household, and here the objective is to get the maximum satisfaction out of the limited funds. Alfred Marshall was the main developer of the utility theory. He was the main contributor of the. So what is the meaning of utility? Why do we purchase so many things? Why do we wear a particular dress? Why do we consume certain things? Because of utility. Why do we prefer something to related to something? So utility means the quality in a commodity or a service by virtue of which our needs and wants they are satisfied. The goods they are having the capacity to satisfy our want, that is called the utility. According to Hebden, utility is the quality of a good to satisfy a want. Why I buy pizza? Because it satisfies my need. Why I purchase some dress? Because it satisfies my need. So the things which I am using or consuming or buying, that satisfy my wants. Mrs. Robinson, utility is the quality in a commodity that makes individual want to buy them. This lecture is also available in Hindi at my second channel, that is the Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. What are the features of the utility? Utility is subjective. Subjective means which we cannot measure. If I say, like your mother has prepared pasta. You said, mom, it's very delicious. But your sister said, it's horrible. Because utility is subjective. One find it very delicious, other find it not delicious. Because it deals with the mental satisfaction of a man. A thing may have different utility for different persons. Your sister may be liking coffee. You may be liking tea. Your mother may be having more preference towards milk. So it is subjective. It cannot be measured. Objective things are those which could be measured. If I say sugar is 5 kg, it could be measured. It could be checked. So utility is subjective. Utility is relative. It never remains the same. In the summer, we prefer cotton clothes. We love to eat cold beverages, cold drinks, shikanji, etc., ice cream. Even AC is always on in summer, but in winter, we get utility from heater, geyser, and we consume hot beverages. We wear woolen clothes. So utility is always relative. It never remains the same. When we talk about the utility, it doesn't mean it's essential. The person who is a chain smoker, He derives utility from consuming cigarettes, but consumption of cigarette is not good for health. So utility does not mean that it is essentially useful. Some people, they are alcoholic, but still alcohol is bad for health. Utility is independent of morality. Like the people consume drugs, they may not be good from the moral point of view, but still they satisfy their demand. That is why they consume drugs. So here we are going to learn the features of the utility in systematic manner. Utility is subjective because it deals with the mental satisfaction of a man. A thing may have different utility for different person. Like A may be driving utility from tea, but B may prefer coffee. Utility is relative, it never remains the same. In summer, we get utility from AC, cotton clothes and cold beverages, but in winter we get utility from heater, geyser and woolen clothes and hot beverages. Utility is not essentially useful. A commodity which is having utility need not be useful. A chain smoker derives utility from cigarette, but consumption of cigarette is not good for health. Utility has nothing to deal with the morality. Utility of drug may not be good from the moral point of view, but still some people consume because they give satisfaction to them. Utility is different from satisfaction. It is the quantity of good that satisfy our want. One gets satisfaction after one's want is fulfilled. Utility is the cause and satisfaction is the effect. So what are the various concepts of the utility? Initial utility. The utility is derived from the first unit of a commodity. Like I'm hungry, so I'm consuming chapatis. The first chapati, by consuming first chapati, the utility which I derive from the first unit of a commodity, that is called initial utility. And what is the marginal utility? Marginal utility is the addition which is made to total utility by consuming one more unit of a commodity. Like I'm hungry, I ate first chapati. The utility which I get from the first chapati is called the initial utility. I get total utility of 10. When I take another chapati, then the total utility is 18. So where is the marginal utility? By consuming one more unit, what is the additional utility? That is called the marginal utility. Here the formula is to calculate marginal utility of n unit. Like we have consumed 2 chapatis and the second chapati gives total utility of 18. So 18 minus 10. So this is equal to 8. And the other formula is equal to change in total utility. Here the change in total utility is 8 and change in the unit is 1. So this is the marginal utility. Marginal utility could be positive when by consuming additional utility, when total utility goes on increasing, where there is no change in the total utility. Like I have consumed 4 chapati, it gives me total utility of 20. When I consume 5th chapati, then it gives the total utility of 20. So there is no change. There is marginal utility is 0. But on consumption of 6th unit, I may fall in. So total utility goes on reducing. It becomes 18. So there is a negative marginal utility. Total utility depends upon the total number of the units of commodity they have been consumed. Utility from the first unit, utility from the second unit goes on n. So total utility is a function of the quantity we have consumed. Jevons in New Classical was the first economist to highlight the relation between the marginal utility and the total utility. Total utility is the summation of the marginal utility. Marginal utility of 1, marginal utility of 2, marginal utility of 3, marginal utility of 4. The total unit we have consumed, the marginal utility if we add, then we have total utility. Now we are going to understand the relation between the total utility and the marginal utility by way of table. Here it is the quantity, it is the total quantity, it is the marginal utility, it is the description, whether it's the initial utility, whether it's a positive, it's a 0, negative. Like we have consumed first unit, then it gives the total utility 10, marginal utility is equal to 10. So this is the initial utility. When we consume more units, here the total utility goes on increasing. and the marginal utility goes on reducing. But still we have positive marginal utility, as by consuming more units when the total utility goes on increasing. At the 5th unit it becomes same, so there is a zero utility. At the 6th unit it becomes negative because the total utility has decreased to 20 from 22. Like in the examination, if the question is asked, then you are going to explain in a very brief manner. You are going to explain the initial utility, then you are going to write as we go on consuming more units, so total utility goes on increasing till 4th unit. If 5th unit becomes total utility constant, then we have zero utility. After this the total utility goes on reducing, then we have negative utility. In economics, it's very important to understand how we are going to write in the exam. Like economics, labeling of the figure is very important. Here we take the quantity, here we take the total utility and marginal utility, here we take the quantity, here we take the marginal utility. So I am going to draw. So this is the total utility curve. At this, here it is constant, it is maximum, and here this level it becomes 0, and after this it becomes negative. So you are going to write the explanation of this graph in very brief manner. So what is the significance of the difference between the total and marginal utility? Because it explains the paradox of values. Some things they are very useful, but still their price is less. There are many things which are not useful, but still they are costly. So this paradox of value has been explained by the Jevons. Belief of the economist that a price of commodity is equal to total utility. Earlier the economists used to think that the price is equal to total utility. Goods which give more value should be priced high. Goods which gives low value, they should be priced low. But in real life this does not happen. Water is very much essential, very much significant, but still water is very low priced, and diamond, which are not very useful, they are very costly. So this is called the paradox of value. This paradox has been explained by the Jevons, neoclassical economist. He says price is not determined by the total utility, but it is determined by the marginal utility. So the things which are available in abundance, we get saturation point. Like if I am thirsty, water is available. By taking water, I will quench my thirst. I will reach to the saturation point. So their utility becomes 0. Diamonds, they are very rare. So their utility never reaches 0. That is why they are highly priced. Consumer surplus. Consumer surplus means I go to the market, I find one thing very useful and very attractive. I'm ready to pay. I'm thinking this might cost 2000. But on asking the seller tells me it's 1200. So the consumer surplus means the price which the consumer is ready to pay and the price which he actually pays. The difference between them is called the consumer surplus. Now we are going to cover a very significant topic, that is the law of diminishing marginal utility. This is a very significant question. In economics, the paper is very simple, but we have to write in systematic manner to get good marks. If there is a question, discuss the law of diminishing marginal utility. How you are going to attempt? If it is a subjective paper, you have to attempt 5 questions. Duration is 3 hours. Then we have to give 35 minutes to each question. Because students they never do the time management, the question which they know best they are going to write, and it will take sometimes 1.5 hours, and then the other questions they are chopped. So to get good marks, you have to balance your paper, you have to do the management of time, you have to manage the sheet management also, because in examination you get the fixed sheets, not surplus sheets, not extra sheets they are available. So how you're going to attempt in the examination? First you have to see how much time you are going to devote to each question. Firstly, discuss the law of, discuss means you have to give the criticism also. Brief meaning of utility, marginal utility. Then we are going to explain the concept of the diminishing marginal utility. Then we are going to explain the definition. If we are not aware of the definition, then you write the general meaning of diminishing marginal utility. What are the assumption? Then you have to explain with diagram, but only crux has to be written down in the explanation. Then you are going to explain the exception. Then you are going to write the criticism. Criticism is very brief. Significance you are going to write when it is asked in the question paper. So law of diminishing marginal utility, it is the fundamental law of utility analysis. The law of diminishing marginal utility explains the relation between the utility and the quantity of a commodity. It's a psychological fact. When we have more and more unit of a commodity during a particular time, the utility from the successive units goes on diminishing. Like you are having so many blue shirts in your wardrobe and your mother again gives you a blue shirt from the same company. Definitely the utility will go on reducing. Dr. Marshall, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase of stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock he already has. If we are having already so many things of particular brand, if we have another thing, then diminishing, the utility goes on reducing. As the consumer increases the consumption of any of one commodity, keeping constant the consumption of all other commodity, the marginal utility of the variable commodity must eventually decline. So law of diminishing marginal utility is based on certain assumptions. Those are called the condition. Utility can be measured in cardinal numbers. They can be added, they could be subtracted. Like if I am consuming tea, I could say I have get so many utils from by consuming tea. Marginal utility of money we always assume in this law constant. Marginal utility of every commodity is independent. Like I am consuming tea, after that I consumed coffee. So tea, consumption of tea, the utility which I derive from the tea does not affect the utility which I derive from the coffee. Every unit of the commodity being used is of same quality and size. Like if I am eating apples, it doesn't mean कि first apple which I have, that is फीका apple, उसके बाद I have खट्टा apple, उसके बाद I have good apple. So every unit of commodity being used should be of same quality, same size, and there should be continuous consumption. And proper and suitable quantity of the commodity should be consumed. So under the law of diminishing marginal utility, further assumptions are no change in the income, fashion, habits and price of the commodity. They are constant. The goods are normal, and the person we are talking, the law which is applicable to the person is normal, and goods could be taken in smaller quantities also. Goods are divisible. So here, first cup he consumes, the marginal utility which he derived 8, second 6, third 4th, fourth 2. Here under when we are going to write the explanation of this table, then we are going to write first by consumption of first unit he gets the 8 marginal utility. As he goes on consuming more units of ice cream, the utility goes on reducing. At the 5th unit it becomes 0, and the 6th unit it becomes negative. And here we are going to draw here the quantity, here the utility, like here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here we are going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. And first, when you draw with scale, then it will become very nicely. And the 5th unit it becomes negative. It slopes downward from the left to right, and the 6th unit becomes negative. In this manner we are going to draw the graph which I have drawn on the next slide. First you have to write the explanation of the table, then you are going to draw the graph. Here you are going to indicate this is the zero utility and this is the negative utility. The slope is downward, it is coming downward from left to right. So I have written the explanation also. Marginal utility curve slopes downward from left to right, which indicate as we consume more unit, the marginal utility goes on declining. At the 5th unit it becomes 0, at the 6th unit it becomes negative. So what are the causes? Commodity, they are never perfect substitutes. Like tea and coffee, they are substitute of each other, but they are imperfect substitute. They could be substituted up to certain extent. They are imperfect substitute, tend to be consumed in certain appropriate proportion for getting maximum satisfaction. When this proportion is disturbed, the consumer will not get the maximum satisfaction. Here we are assuming, because like I'm thirsty, I'm having water, so by taking one glass my thirst is quenched. Maybe the other person may be taking 2 glasses. So particular wants we could satisfy up to fully. Although all the wants of men cannot be satisfied, but one particular want can be satisfied. We give top priority to the most important uses. Each commodity has many alternatives, like milk could be used as a drink, as in tea, as in making ghee, as in making shakes. Like if you're having patient at home, old person at home and the child is at home, definitely if the milk quantity is limited, then we give it to the patient, child and to the old person. So what are the exception? Exception means the law of diminishing marginal utility is not applicable in certain situation. Here we are going to explain the exceptions. In Hindi we could say it is the upward, and we are going to write these are the exception, and these exception true or false, which we are going to indicate. First is initial unit. When the initial unit of the commodity they are used in very small, then appropriate quantity, then the marginal utility goes on increasing. Like I'm thirsty, I want to quench my thirst, so I'm drinking water with the help of a spoon. Every another spoon will give me the utility will go on increasing. But our exception is not true, because it is written in the assumption that we have to use the suitable and appropriate quantity. Rare and curious things. The law does not apply to rare and curious things like gold coins, rare painting, old stamps, because when we collect all these antiques, the utility goes on increasing. But this exception is also not correct, because when a stamp collector, like he's collecting the stamps, he's getting this stamp again and again of the same country. Like he's having so many stamps to America, then again he gets the stamp belonging to USA. Definitely marginal utility goes on reducing. Drunkard. This law does not operate to drunkard, alcoholic person, those who consume more alcohol. Like he takes more peg, his desire to take more pegs goes on increasing, but this exception is not true. A stage comes where the drunkard person loses his senses. Miser. This law exception is not applicable to miser, but this exception is also not true, because as the amount of wealth increases, the utility of the wealth goes on decreases. Good books, poem and music. When we want to read good book again and again, but this exception is not true, because like we say the song is popular, Muni Hui Badna. When we repeatedly listen to that song, because when we drive then we listen to that song, when we attend some birthday party, then in the college, so a stage comes where we are losing our interest, we get irritated by listening again to again that song. So other topic is criticism and the significance. Significance means application, means benefits, mean advantages, means merits, and the significance we are going to write when specifically that is asked in the question. This law of diminishing marginal utility is criticized. It is based on many unrealistic assumptions. In reality, it is not possible to measure the utility, because utility or satisfaction refer to the state of mind, and we could not measure it. I can't say by consuming one cup of tea I have got this utility. Marginal utility of money does not remain constant, because when we have more stock of money, we spend it recklessly without thinking. But as the stock of money goes on decreasing, then we are very conscious and very carefully we spend. So this assumption is not true. The marginal utility of money remains constant. It goes on basically as the stock of money decreases, then the utility increases, and vice versa. And utility is not relatively independent, it is affected by the consumption of other goods. This law does not specify at what rate marginal utility decline, and it is based on unrealistic assumptions like fashion, taste, habits, income are not constant. Even it also takes the wrong assumption that the goods are divisible. Every good is not taken in a smaller form. Marginal utility of money is not constant. Utility cannot be measured. So significance, what is the importance of the law? Because on the basis of this we could derive so many laws that equimarginal utility, law of demand, consumer surplus. The consumer has limited income, he wants to spend on so many things, so for getting the maximum satisfaction he spends his limited income such a way that the last unit of money gives him equal satisfaction. Law of the demand, more quantity is purchased at low price because marginal utility of the additional unit becomes less. That is why we are ready to pay less price for getting more units. It also explains the consumer surplus. Consumer purchase as many units of a commodity, the marginal utility of which is equal to the price. In this way, the consumer obtains some surplus utility from the earlier units, which is called the consumer surplus. Importance for the consumer, it helps the consumer to plan his expenditure. He learns he should not purchase more of the same commodity. He should purchase some units of other commodity. That is why the producer adds variety in the production. This law also helps in price determination. And it also explained the difference in value in use and value in exchange. Diamond and water paradox, which was not fully explained by Adam Smith. Why value of diamond is more than water, but utility of water is more than diamond. Adam Smith explained and divided the value in two parts, value in use and value in exchange. Goods which are having more value command low price, and goods which are having more value in exchange high price, but did not tell any reason for it. This reason was explained by the Jevons economist, because the water, we have enough supply of water, so the marginal utility fall quickly, and price also, because we could satisfy our wants, we could reach to the saturation point. On the other hand, diamond are very limited, they have more value in exchange, so their marginal utility falls slowly and they command high price. And it is also basis of progressive taxation. The system of progressive taxation means when you have when your income increases, the taxation rate also increases. So high tax on higher income and low taxes on the low income, because the marginality of money to the rich is less, so they are taxed more as compared to poor whose marginal utility is more. So this law is also the basis of redistribution. Wealth is distributed in favor of the poor so that the total welfare of the nation will increase.